In a few days it's time for the annual Boarfest of Formula 1 once again, something which is also called the Monaco Grand Prix, where the fastest cars in the world go around your usual streets for around 2 hours, and I know this sounds unusual, and it is. So today I'm going to ask the question, is the Monaco Grand Prix still fitting to Formula 1? Formula 1 is driving in Monaco since the absolute start in 1950, back when there were hay bales as fences, if there were fences at all. Since 1954 until 2019 there was a Grand Prix every year, and Ayrton Senna has won 6 of those, from 1987 until 1993, except in 1988 when he qualified 1.4 seconds ahead of Alain Prost in the same car. This is still seen as one of the most legendary qualifying laps in the history of Formula 1. In the race, Senna unfortunately crashed at Poitiers. Over the years some legendary races and moments have taken place in the principality. Take the 1996 race, where only 3 cars finished and Olivier Panis ultimately won ahead of David Coulthard and Johnny Herbert, with literally all the other cars retiring. 2004 was a memorable one as well, when Schumacher crashed in the tunnel. Or take the half wet half dry races in 2016 or 2008. 2016 is obviously best known for Daniel Ricciardo's failed pit stop, but there also were a lot of crashes, like this one of Jolyon Palmer or the shambles of Kimi Räikkönen, and Sergio Perez even took a podium, but this is quite overlooked. Opposite to those ones, there have been absolute boarfests like 2018. The only overtakes out of lap 1 were these 3 overtakes by Max Verstappen, as he had a way faster car. Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton complained about this race, as Fernando said, "The 2018 Monaco Grand Prix was probably the most boring race ever in Formula 1. No safety cars for the first time since 2009 meant the Monte Carlo event was mostly a processional race, with Daniel Ricciardo winning from pole despite having a car that was 25% down on power." Monaco is known as a tax haven, as you have to pay 0% income tax if you live there for 6 months and a day each year, compared to Britain's 45% or the Netherlands' 52% if you are in the highest earning class. This has led to around 39,000 people living at those 2.1 square kilometers. Over 30% of the Monegasque inhabitants are millionaires. F1 related people like Max Verstappen, Alex Albon or David Coulthard also have a little apartment over there. And in 2008 Jeremy Clarkson went to Monaco to ask F1 drivers on why they lived there. And Gerhard Berger gave this very legendary but obvious answer.
You have a lot of friends because everybody is living here. It's beautiful here, and I have much closer to Fiorano for testing. So that's really a great place to be. And now the honest answer, tax.
Thank you, Gerhard.
But as the country is only 2.1 square kilometers, the streets are obviously very tight. And especially if there are huge 2-meter wide F1 cars driving there. Around a circuit that's around 2.5 times as wide. Overtakes are difficult, especially as dirty air is affecting these current cars very badly. As in modern F1 cars, when you are within a certain distance of the car ahead, the dirty air of the back of the car badly affects the downforce of the car behind. Another problem on the track is that there are no real big braking zones. Turn 1 is the only possibility to overtake, and then you still have to have a lot of overspeed and big cojones to dare to make that move. These 2 problems are the reason why Sebastian Vettel wasn't able to pass Daniel Ricciardo in 2018, although Ricciardo was on 25% of his power. The other part of the reason is that overtaking in Monaco is about as possible as Helmut Marko respecting a young driver's career. This means the qualifying result is determining the greatest amount of the race result, as most of the time drivers make up only 2 places at most in a race on pit strategy. Except if your name is Max Verstappen in 2018, as he made up 11 places, although only 3 of them were on track out of lap 1. He crashed in FP3, leading to him not being able to qualify as Red Bull couldn't build the chassis up again. And I think he could have gone for pole looking at his free practice result. In 2019 there was a little battle for the lead as well, although at the end Max didn't pass Lewis on very old tires, even if he had tried very hard left, right and center, leading to this amazing video footage. Eventually Verstappen finished off the podium due to a 5-second time penalty after this collision with Valtteri Bottas in the pit lane. So to answer the question of the video, is the Monaco Grand Prix still fitting to Formula 1? Well, it depends on how you look at it. It is amazing to see these cars driving around pretty usual streets while going 250 km an hour, throwing their cars into corners, kissing with inside barriers or sometimes even outside ones, although most of the times that's not meant to be. The spectacle around the Grand Prix is amazing, with a lot of celebrities coming around to just check on the Formula 1 cars. And all those expensive boats in the harbor are magnificent to see as well. The Saturday in Monaco is fantastic, as the cars go at delusional high speeds, the highest of the weekend, and when a driver puts it on pole, the happiness is immeasurable. When it comes to racing, however, it is pure dog. current cars are way too big for the circuit and the dirty air is playing a big role in not being able to properly overtake. On average, the least amount of overtakes of the year are on the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. And most of the times, to make a race really interesting, there is a daring tire strategy or unusual weather needed. The good thing is that next year there will be a regulation change which will hopefully lead to cars with less dirty air, which are a bit smaller, but will undoubtedly improve the racing. In Monaco it will still be difficult as the streets are very narrow. Circuit changes aren't really possible as well. There's just no space, and though overtaking still won't be a thing. So my final conclusion is that the Monaco race does not fit to Formula 1 anymore. However, due to nostalgia, money and just how legendary the track and the venue is, the Grand Prix will go on for a very long time from now. So do you think the Monaco Grand Prix is still fitting to Formula 1? Or should it be ripped off the Formula 1 calendar? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I would love to see you another time on my channel or on one of my socials. Links will be below. Bye bye.